Now, to get us more insights in terms of what's actually happening in the capital city of Kyiv at this point of time, we are joined in by our correspondent Anas Mallick, who's joining us live from Kyiv. Good morning to you, Anas. Bring us up to speed with what is happening in the capital, because according to reports that are coming in, it appears that the situation is actually getting worse because of the Russian bombardment, which has intensified since yesterday.
Well, you're absolutely right there, Saleh, that the Russian bombardment has intensified. But one thing that is to be noted is that the offensive towards Kyiv has relatively slowed down. And we're seeing that because the last 2 nights, at least, that we have witnessed, it has been relative calm in the city. Let's say if there were about 20 explosions that we were to hear overnight, over the past 2 nights we've heard maybe 5, probably 6, so considerably better. This morning the residents of Kyiv woke up to a thick smoke cloud that's behind me. If I can just show you as well, you can probably see that line of smoke on the line of smoke cloud that's there, that segregates the blue sky from the black sky. That is still unclear, but what we're picking up from the city administration is that there is a landfill that has caught fire in the east side of the country, and that is what this smoke belongs to. But the administration says that there's, quote, nothing to worry about, unquote. So we're seeing these black smoke clouds coming up quite a lot in the city this morning as we woke up to, but considerably over the past few days, especially this past week. If we compare the situation from today, it's relatively better. Saleh?
Absolutely indeed. And also if you look at what is happening in the other parts of the country, because in places such as Kharkiv in the northeast and also in places such as Mykolaiv, we're given to understand that there have been significant number of casualties that have been reported because of Russian firing.
Absolutely, you've rightly mentioned in Mykolaiv and Kharkiv and Mariupol, 3 cities in the east and south, where we understand that there is a heavy offensive that's ongoing. In Mariupol, about 80% of the high rises are now damaged. The infrastructures are damaged beyond repair because of the shelling and bombardment that has been done. A similar case we've seen in Mykolaiv as well. What we understand is that why we have to look at the map and understand the strategic significance of these 2 cities. Mariupol, of course, having that key port area, and it's very close to the Sea of Azov as well. So that is where the Russian forces would want to make advancement. Of course, Kharkiv being the second biggest city in Ukraine, that has also come under heavy bombardment as well. We yesterday saw statements coming in from the Ukrainian administration saying that getting Mariupol back is near to impossible, but that's not what the military said. The military said that they are planning an offensive and not a defensive anymore. It has to be kept in mind that previously the Ukrainian military was on a defensive to defend its territory. Now, last night we heard that they are planning an offensive. So it goes on to show that they have some sort of a strategy in place, and they clearly have that strategic upper hand as well, regardless of the fact that they are down in numbers when it comes to ammunition numbers, quantitative numbers, that is. Saleh?
Absolutely indeed. And we also heard what the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov had to say. He said that the Ukrainian hand is being held by the Americans, which is why Ukraine is not willing to agree even to the minimal demands in the negotiations. A few days back, we heard from the Ukrainian president where he said that Ukraine could be looking at the possibility of becoming a neutral state. Any progress in terms of negotiations on this front, on us?
Well, we haven't heard on the negotiations as yet. What we understand that there were the negotiations were said to be relatively meaningful for one very reason. It had gone from main committees into subcommittees who were presumed to be negotiating something tangible and acceptable. We saw that report coming in a publication that said that 15-pointer agenda was being drafted, but there are some demands that are not unacceptable, at least prima facie, for the Ukrainian government. That includes having a military, but similar on the lines of Sweden and Austria, basically not having a non-threatening army, which was rejected, to be precise, by the Ukrainian government. Last night we again saw that compassionate appeal by Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky on his telegram, saying that negotiations and a dialogue is the only way forward, that it is the only way forward to attain peace. He's been waiting for a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. We understand that he's been sort of desperate for one very reason, because he's been batting for a meeting with Vladimir Putin since January. But we saw lots and lots of world leaders visiting and taking the meeting taking place. But that one very meeting has not taken place as yet, and that adds to the frustration. So in case if these negotiations go forward, we have to look as to what is acceptable and what's not. And for the time being, it looks far from reality that these negotiations might just be bearing any fruit. Saleh?
All right, we'll have to leave there. Thank you very much indeed, Anas Mallick, for joining us and getting us all those updates, and do stay safe then. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.